totally love this time of year, you know, when we've broke up from that school holiday time. The nursery kids aren't in their same routine, primary, secondary school, and even college and universities. So the roads are quieter, but we have this different attitude, I guess, about the mornings and our day because the kids are off, and sometimes there's that, oh, this is so nice, I get to spend time with my family, or there's a relief of not getting up early or not getting into the same routine or kind of getting into a rut. And sometimes that can be a wee bit boring as well. But we've got this energy and the sun's coming out and that's beautiful, and that gives us energy anyway. One of the things that I think what happens is when we're doing all this planning for the holidays, and they might be in, you know, holiday clubs or childcare, or we're juggling plus our work, all of this kind of thing, is I'm gonna give you 3 tips, on really powerful tips on how to be with that longevity with regards to how am I going to last as a mummy for the 7.5, 8 weeks that I'm 8 weeks that I'm not going to feel wrung out. Now, if you're anything like me, come the last week, I am keen that the kids get back to school. A, because they're getting ready for it. B, I doing a lot of juggling, a lot of demands, external demands, but also I also want to get back into routine. However, what I don't want is for myself or you to be absolutely knackered 4, 5, 6 weeks down the line. So I'm going to give you 3 tips, and I'd really encourage you to use them. The first tip, you know, I was trained as a professional driver, a bus driver, when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And so as a car driver, you're trained to see the first 2, 3 cars in front of you, and then that's it, okay? As a bus driver, you stand where you are just now, you're sitting in your bus, but actually what you see is the whole street. So you're seeing the whole 7.5, 8 weeks. And you're actually seeing the pavement. So maybe potential curveballs without too much imagination or fantasy. So I'd like you to just ponder, right, 7.5 weeks, 8 weeks down the line, how am I going to look after myself on a daily basis? What am I going to do? So to think about on a daily basis, getting some time for yourself, not just always doing with the kids. To actually, what am I going to do? Is it early nights? Is it, you know, I always say to people, do one thing in the morning, one thing in the afternoon, and one thing in the evening, just for yourself. Even if it's just 10 minutes, that's only 10 times 60 seconds. That's my first tip. Then what to do is think about, right, how is it I want to feel in 7.5, 8 weeks time? Do I want to feel knackered, exhausted? And it's like a business plan. So what is it I need to do insignificantly, and to review it actually every week, or maybe even reflect on it every day, of how your day's been. What could I have done more that might have not depleted me so much? What could I have done more to give me more energy? And that might be just sitting watching Netflix, or sitting in the garden reading a book, or having a wee walk on your own to the beach. So just really think about that. And then that bus driving attitude of 7.5, 8 weeks down the line, I can see the whole street. Okay, the holidays are here, the clubs are here. What have I not got covered? Okay, so think about that as well. Not just the first, a lot of people think about just the first 2, 3, 4, sometimes weeks, just to keep the kids busy. What is it they might be able to do on their own? Could they go for a play date? Can they do this as a trip rather than always me having to be there or facilitate that? I know that it's much easier to do and say that as a parent of a 14 and a 15-year-old, okay? However, I still used to do this even when my kids were younger. Even when they were toddlers and under 5, I used to have some play dates of, even if one of my kids would go to somebody else's, even if it's just for an hour, and I was spending one-to-one time with my other daughter. I think that they're not squabbling all the time, they're not fighting and always getting your attention. So thinking about that kind of space and how you can maybe just have one-to-one time, which is also easier for you. I hope this is helpful. You know, what you don't want is your battery totally drained in these 7.5, 8 weeks time. Try to think about it that way. I've got a free masterclass coming on soon. Keep an eye out for it. In fact, the link will be in comments. If you're watching this on replay, tell me what tip you found most helpful out of them. I hope you understand the bus driving analogy. What one you'll put in place. Please sign up for my masterclass because we've got so much exciting news even after the masterclass for you. So that's just a wee teaser to keep you on tenterhooks. Thanks very much for following me and joining me. Bye-bye.